Hey folks, today I'd like to do something that is a pretty standard thing, and that's an oil change on a BMW X3, X4 G Series. So we're going to do it without a lift today because here in Arizona I do not have a lift. And I'm doing this oil change because personally 10,000 miles, that's the BMW interval, is not really my thing. So right there in the middle of that interval, I typically like to do my own oil change. So let's get right to it. We're going to show you what you need to do this job. So as we look at the items that you're going to need: a ratchet, short extension, 17 millimeter, 32 millimeter for the oil filter, oil. I'm not going to get into an oil discussion. Your favorite 0 to whatever oil that you want to go with, and your filter. I went with a man filter, HU6022Z. And of course, to keep yourself clean, some gloves. And if you really want to do the job right, you'll also lift the car up a little bit. And so a jack, 2 jack stands for safety, and 2 jack pads. And that's all you need. So if you want to attempt this without a lift, you can remove this panel, and then the bolt will be inside of here. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and just simply find the nut and loosen. Bring our pan on. Bring our pan on. Loosen and bring our pan on. So I do recommend loosening this fella a little bit as the oil's draining. It'll allow the oil to drain a little bit quicker. So this is the fun part of the oil change, the filter. So we're going to make sure we put a lot of towels and paper towels and rags around this as we get ready to take it out, because this part is the part that can be a little messy. So I've got some rags around there. I'm also going to have a paper towel handy for any spillage. And then let's get to it. Alright, so with our 32 millimeter socket, we're going to go ahead and loosen the oil filter wrench, the oil filter cap. So once we get it pretty loose, we have to be careful, because this is where you're going to make your mess. So have a rag available. And just be real slow. That's already starting to make a little mess. So luckily I've got my rags there to absorb the mess. And I gotta say, from a design perspective of maintenance, this is not the method that I like. And on the filter, do make sure pull up. Do not twist. If you twist, you run into problems. So make sure you get things nice and clean down there. Get a good view. And then we're ready to put the new filter in. Okay, so the oil filter only goes in one way, and that is there's a little deal with 4 protrusions, and then on the other side you have 2 seals. That side goes towards the engine. This side clicks into the... You should hear that audible click. If you do not hear that audible click, then maybe you have it backwards. So double check your work. It should always click like that. The rubber seal, there's a rubber seal that comes with the kit. I've already changed it. I recommend you use a pick such as this. You can get in there and easily pull it out with that. So this is the new one though, so we're good. All right, let's go ahead and install this baby. All right, so we're gonna try to navigate the filter down here, back into the hole, and again, and it should kind of somewhat click, and we spin it on, and we should be good. All right, let me get the ratchet, and we'll do the rest. So you'll notice when you're tightening, don't try to over tighten, but you'll just keep going until you'll come to a natural stop at some point. And I'm at the natural stop. Give it a tiny nudge, I'm done. So make sure to install your new copper gasket. Clean everything up, and let's install it. And we're going to tighten it to about 20 foot-pounds. Not real tight. I don't use a torque wrench, but if you're not sure what's too tight or you're really strong, then go ahead and use a torque wrench to do this. All right, I'm going to clean up the area just a little bit. And then I'm going to place my new washer. All right, make sure everything's clean. So I've hand tightened. I always recommend hand tighten. Don't start off by putting it on the ratchet. And then now I'm going to go ahead and tighten it with my ratchet, and we should be good. So last but not least, let's put the cover back on there. Place it in place. You give it a little 35-degree turn. Make sure it's clicked, and you're good. All right, the last step is adding 7 quarts of your favorite BMW approved oil. So I'm not going to get into a big discussion. It is very important, and you can find several videos online. The front number, so the 0, is kind of important. You don't want to put a 10 weight or 20 weight oil in here. It needs to be 0.20 or 0.30. And there's several different oils that are approved for BMW, so look up your favorite. I'm going to go ahead and go with my favorite, and so here we go. So the last thing you need to do is check your engine oil level once you've done this. To do this, you're going to have to drive around the block because the engine oil needs to be warm. So in any case, don't forget to do that. Drive around the block, drive for 20-30 minutes, and then check your level on level ground, mind you. And as long as it's good, you're good. So, hope this video helped you do the oil change on your X3, X4. See you next time.